Hello everyone, this is Prajit Shrestha back with another video where we will discuss a research project that we were quite working on for a while now. Now this is something that was really important for us, not because it was a semester assessment, but it was something that we really wanted to work on and be able to produce a significant result. I have my team members with me to discuss about the project and just to touch on everything that we did. However, if you want to learn more about the project in detail, you can email me to get the research paper, which will be released after 1st of December 2020. Welcome everyone. Now talking about the project, like I said, it is a research-based project for developing a user interface from the perspective of HCI for a self-driving car simulator called Carla. Now Carla is an open source simulator where you can simulate and research on self-driving cars. In this space, I would like to create an opportunity for us to discuss the journey that we took. Before we discuss anything, let's just understand some of the objectives of the project from my use.
Thank you so much Prajit for the lovely introduction of the project. I'm Skafle and I'm here to talk about the objectives that we're trying to reach while creating the user interface design. Before that, I would like to explain why we created this UI design in the first place. Now in our system, to do the simple things inside of a simulation, we need to manually call the function, like when we record a simulation or start it, which is more like CUI. So we decided to create a smart UI to make our tasks easier in terms of adding or changing things on the simulation so that the programmer can focus on actual part of the research. Now the objectives we tried to reach while creating the user interface was to create a control panel or the system UI for better usability, to create a consistent UI that follows most of the UI principles, and to cater to the universality of the users of the product. And finally, we tried to justify the objectives and a statement with a survey where we found that 75% of the people think it is relevant research to work on.
Yeah, so keeping those in mind, during the second week, we created a case document and had an open discussion with some of our colleague team, where we found the pros and cons of the project and improvised and re-documented it, which was a huge milestone for us in terms of improvement. And once we had a proper idea and supporting document, on our third week, we started working on creating a paper prototype. The model that you see here was the final prototype that we created with a lot of suggestions and feedback from people about what they liked and disliked. You can find more about the prototype in our resource paper.
Now, as we moved on to the next week, what we had to do was to create a UI that users can interact with. So, we created a front-end interface with JavaScript and HTML/CSS. It took us almost a week to finalize the interface, but once we completed it, it was something we really liked and loved the design of the interface. The UI that you are looking at is what we developed after working on it for a week, and we're quite happy about it. As we progressed on to the next phase of our research, we invited a few of our colleagues to evaluate and consult the design and identify as many potential usability problems as possible. Now, this space was really crucial for us because it would give us an external perspective and opportunity for improvement. The heuristic evaluation was done based on Jacobs-Nielsen 10 usability heuristics for finding any design issues associated with the user interface.
So finally, what we needed to find was how users with different background and knowledge would observe and react to our UI. So we created a user persona for the type of users that might use the product. Some of them were like a fourth year student researching on self-driving car in different weathers, or a graduate student trying to record and analyze the algorithm. We conducted those kind of ethnographic research for those users to understand how a certain group of customer would interact and observe the UI. For any case, we also produced a detailed summarization of each principles used and evaluated the UI based on Snyder's-Man 8 golden rules as well as Norman 7 principle for better understanding of the product and improvising it. And now what we needed to do was to see how user-friendly the UI is. So we conducted some of the online phone usability testing in Google Meet to let some user actually experience the UI and give us some feedbacks, and we reported the whole interview and produced some conclusion like the heat map that you can see here. And that's how we completed and concluded the research project. I would like to thank you Mr. Sushil Shrestha for giving us this opportunity and the whole team for everything that they did. Thank you. Stay safe. Bye bye.